Welcome to this week's episode of Relly&Delly Read Reddit Stories. I'm Relly.
And I'm Delly.
And today's Friday the 13th episode is a special spooktacular hosted by Delly.
Yeah!
It's scary.
Run, bitch, run! Oh my God!
Friday
Wake
the 13th.
up and get out! Oh! Yes, you guys, this is my inaugural hosting of the RellyAndDelly Read Reddit Stories.
Correct.
Say that 10 times fast.
Right.
But I just, for those of you who don't know, I love a scary story. Mm-hmm. I could canvas the earth just gathering scary stories.
Yes.
For no profit. Let me tell me something scary. So,
and so y'all know,
for enjoyment.
if we were ever to be visited upon a haunting of sorts, mm-hmm. it would be because of Trendo.
Yeah.
It would absolutely be him welcoming spirits in. We watched a haunted movie once, and in the movie, the lady is trying to get you to recite
this spell. It's called incantation. Maybe you've seen it on Netflix.
And this man is reading it out loud.
It didn't register to me. And that's a lot of things. You see things in scary movies. You're like, that's so dumb. Why would you do that? This was one of those things, and it happened to me a lot until Relly got me together and was like, you gotta stop doing this.
Yeah.
Because when everything goes down, he's gonna be the victim.
I'm gonna be the victim.
And then
he's gonna be possessed, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna die. That's why if he ever goes to like a haunted cabin in the woods, I have to go, because if I don't, then he's gonna get got and come home and then get me. So I thought it would be really great for him to host his own episode. I have not seen anything about these.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the passenger seat.
In the passenger side of my best friend's ride.
No.
Yeah, copyright. But anyway, so as you guys...
No, you call me a scrub.
Wait.
That's the problem.
Oh.
Continue.
Continue. So yes, as you guys may or may not know, when we read these stories, the other person has not heard anything about the stories at all. Mm-hmm. And the reader in question has only read the titles.
Yes.
Meaning I've only read the titles. Really has no insight on any of this. But needless to say, because these are spooky, scary stories, all these subreddits are brand new. So, yes. All of them are brand new. And I have 5 stories for you guys today. I know it sounds like a lot. Everybody relax. Please stop flipping tables. Please stop throwing chairs. Because some of them are very short. So we're going to test this out, Grant me some grace in my first time hosting.
We'll see.
And it doesn't seem like anybody's asking for advice. So it's going to be more so of like, our takes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
but
right.
let me go ahead and jump into this. Our first tale is from the subreddit letsnotmeet. The title goes, the last thing you want to see out your window at 1 a.m. while you're home alone. What a title.
Goodness.
Yeah. So, All right. So this happened to me a few years ago while I was still in college. But I've been watching a ton of those narrated true stories on YouTube and felt compelled to share my own experience. For some context, I'm Irish and was studying in the UK to get my bachelor's degree. I don't know how common this is elsewhere, but where I lived, it seemed to be common enough that landlords renting to students privately would convert the first downstairs room into an extra bedroom. Okay. Yeah. This is where my bedroom was for my first year. Yeah, that's not out of the ordinary. And I do feel like when you're in Europe, there's a lot of like...
renting flats.
Renting flats and kind of crossing over to different countries, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I didn't mind it too much, but it was a bit weird having the front door directly in my room. Oh.
Excuse me?
So it's almost like a living room.
Hold on, bitch.
Yeah.
So they're taking basically like the front room foyer and making that a room?
And in some way or fashion, whether that's the living room.
I take back everything I said.
That is not so normal.
Nonsense.
That is different. But maybe that's again common over there with them, but I don't know. Okay. So yeah. Didn't mind too much, but it was a bit weird having the front door directly in my room, and especially since, for those who aren't familiar with terraced houses in the UK, there isn't a front garden usually, and we just had a small section separating the front door from the path outside. Okay. By now, I've been living here for a few months and could recognize the difference in the sound of someone walking past on the path and the sound of someone stepping toward the front door. Not a lot of space there.
Yeah.
On the night that this happened, I was totally alone in the house as both my housemates were away home for the weekend. This was a little unusual since neither of them usually went home except for special occasions, but I think it might have been Valentine's Day around that time or something similar. It was about 1 in the morning. You did say it was 1 in the morning. It was about 1 in the morning. I was lying in bed and on the phone with my boyfriend at the time, as we were long distance. As we're talking, I could hear some footsteps outside and immediately recognized that it was someone right beside the door. I kept listening and could hear them shuffling around a bit. And then they started fumbling with the door handle. Oh, God. Okay, that spooked me. And I told my boyfriend that I was going to have a quick look out the window to see if I could spot whoever it was. That is a no. That is a no. That is a no. I don't know. That's a no. I feel like that's a no. Yeah.
No.
I get up and part the curtains and quite literally pressed my face and hands against the window to get a look outside.
Baby.
Since it was pitch black by now and the street lights had been turned off. Okay. It took a second then for me to realize that I was looking at. Excuse me. But whoever it was who was outside was doing the same thing that I was. Pressed up against the window and staring in at me, inches away. Oh! The chills.
This is horrible.
It's terrible.
This is literally a nightmare.
It is terrible. I didn't scream. I just felt as if all the wind had been knocked out of me. And I remember feeling like someone had just dunked me into a pool of ice water. Oh, I know that. You know that feeling? Yeah. Whoever it was looked to be male. I couldn't see his face properly, but I just remember he was wearing a hoodie. He ran when he saw me, and after trying to collect myself, I quickly told my boyfriend and then rang the police. I don't remember how long it took for them to get there, but there wasn't a whole lot they could do. I think they might have done a quick patrol of the area, but nothing ever came of it. It was absolutely one of the most terrifying things that happened to me, and I can't figure out at all why he was trying to break in. At the time, I had my light on, which would have been invisible from the window, even with the curtains drawn, so I figured I could rule out that he was a junkie or a squatter looking for a place to crash. I don't know if maybe he'd been watching me and my housemates for a while, seeing 3 girls living alone, and thought maybe this would be an easy burglary or worse. But thank God I didn't have any trouble again afterwards.
Mama.
That's...
Okay, first of all, your room setup is illegal.
Your room setup is crazy. So
That's a hard no.
She says the front room. I might have said first room, but she said the front room. So it might be like the living room.
Yeah. It's like if our foyer was just shorting, a lot of the times the front door will open into someone's living room.
Yeah, true.
So if that foyer just wasn't there,
yeah, it would be right into
right here, and this is her room.
Exactly.
That's
she would make this
craziness.
Yeah, that is crazy,
babes. You hear? I don't know, but my thing is to like make myself small. Mm-hmm. And the first thing I would have done was hang up on you, and I would have called the cops.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sleep with a knife on my side of the bed.
Hold so while I call the cops.
Probably. But I would have, I keep a weapon by my side of the bed.
That is true.
Because
for all you prowlers out there,
yeah, you gonna have to earn killing me, bitch. You gonna have to earn it. And I would have, that extremely, a time I was home alone for New Year's. I've told you this story because I was sick. So my parents let me stay in their room. They had like the refrigerators, I had like snacks and everything, and I was like in the master. Didn't actually want to be in there, but they put me in there because it's like back from the front of the house. Mind you, nobody ever goes in or whatever. But yeah, so I'm in that room instead of that, and I'm asleep. They sent I opened my eyes to a shadowy figure on our porch knocking on the glass door. And the way that I slept as a kid is like completely wrapped with my face covered. And I would watch the TV through like just a hole in the sheet.
Right.
I am borderline agoraphobic. I don't like open spaces or to be open and vulnerable. And I just remember feeling like I was going to die and being so scared. And honestly wanting to cry. I could still remember the fear in me. And then he was like, Jarrell, open the door. And then I'm like, this motherfucker knows my name. This is it. And then he turns on the light on his phone and like illuminates his face and comes up to the glass door and is like, Jarrell, open the door, please. And it was Aubrey checking on me. And never wanted to be in my parents' room ever again. Like, super afraid. So my response would have been to shut down and hide.
Yeah.
And then if he started to come in, then I would have called the cops. But like, for you to open the blinds and press your face against the window.
Right, because the way it was set up, it was so dark out there.
That's a nut. And you had your light on inside. Babes, if the light is on, the reflection and the glare, they can easily see you, but it makes it harder for you to see them.
Exactly.
You did almost everything wrong.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Ooh-wee. What a time, honey.
Lord.
Oh, they do have an addendum.
Ugh.
A little clipsy. So, OP says, I couldn't sleep for days after.
Yeah.
I remember staying up until the early morning, just watching movies on my laptop to feel less alone until I eventually fell asleep from exhaustion.
Yeah.
Once it started to get light outside. Since I was here from Ireland, I didn't even have any family members close by who I could call or go and stay with. And it was the most agonizingly long weekend of my life, waiting for my housemates to come back.
Yeah.
I definitely think I've developed a slight phobia now of looking out the window while it's dark outside.
Yeah, you should not be peering outside.
That is like rule number one.
Or looking into
and I was taught that as a very young child. You don't look outside at night.
And you Irish, you know what a banshee is.
Ooh.
Let's get back to our roots and have some fear of things, baby. Because even if it wasn't a human,
Yeah. So, let's see. A couple of comments here. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I probably would have passed out from fright if that had happened to me. I'm glad nothing happened to you. And someone else says, thank God you locked the front door. Yeah. I know people who leave their doors open at night.
Yeah.
So yeah. With that coming right into your room, ma'am.
And the police could have probably dusted for fingerprints, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Oof. Well.
Yeah. All right, on to the next. She survived.
She did.
Yeah. So this next one is from the subreddit Humanoid Encounters.
Goodness.
Shimmy with a shake. And their formatting is like straight to the point. So
yeah. Date,
January 1980.
Oh.
Location, Woodstock, Ontario, Canada.
Girl.
Time, night. Summary. The two witnesses were driving down a road when a strange figure ran up to their car. The figure ran, zigzagging all over the road and acted as if injured. The being's face was apparently scarred and his cheekbones protruded out. He had fangs that came down from its mouth and there was blood dripping from them. The being was about 6 foot tall, thin, but well built. had scraggly or tore up clothing, and his eyes were very peculiar looking. The driver of the vehicle had to swerve in order to avoid hitting the creature. He dropped off his girlfriend, then returned to the scene to see the creature enter a yellow and black car, then proceeded to turn into a dead-end street and vanish. You crazy for going back to the scene.
Bitch! What?
Yeah. That's it.
First of all, no.
And there's a drawing. Would you like to see?
Yeah, of course. Is it good? Ugh.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
Bitch, not you in a hatchback. Let me tell you something. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me tell you. Real talk. And I've seen some things on the road. I've literally kept going to call the cops. Because I cannot be the person that you gonna carjack or do whatever to. And then he said humanoid.
Humanoid.
He said this thing. Baby, for you to go back,
you to drop your girlfriend off and then go back to the scene, only to see this creature humanoid thing get into the back of another car and leave down a dead end street.
You deserve what would have happened to your ass.
You were asking for it. You were asking for it.
You were demanding it, bitch. You got away.
You're dying for it.
Yeah. You said, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and see what it do. You're wild.
That was crazy. The zigzagging across the street is wild.
I mean, yeah, because it's trying to like obstruct your entire thing.
Yeah, and act like it's hurt.
Yeah, so that either you can help them or it wants you to crash. So that your car is immobilized and now they got you.
Now they got you how they want you. And they had this own yellow and black vehicle that somebody's driving them around.
And they was going to put you in the back of that hatchback, fold your ass up, and drive you into the Never Never Land.
Oof. Wow. That's a lot. That's like that. Didn't you send me a story where somebody, something jumped on the back of a man's truck?
Probably.
That's terrifying.
I can't retain the stuff that I said.
Yeah, and maybe we shouldn't dig too deep into those. You know, I ain't trying to uncover nothing that you already don't repressed.
Exactly.
But that is terrifying. And I never thought about that, but that's the downside of having a truck.
Yeah.
Because something could, if it's something like this, it could jump into the bed of your truck.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. This is why you need a bed cover.
You do.
Or, let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you.
What are you going to tell them?
Spooks, demons, vermins, and all.
Back
you ever jump in the back of my motherfucking Dodge Ram, I will flip that truck. I'm taking everybody down.
Everybody down.
You and me. You not coming with me, and you not just going to ride in the back of my truck. I'm going to find the nearest avalanche cliff, and we going to go, girl. Because who you think this is? This ain't fucking Uber truck edition. Get your ass out. Or we gonna go up. Well, I'm going to heaven. You going to hell.
Ooh. Direct deposit. On a side note, I saw one of those those roller coaster videos, and one of them was so high they looked to the left and it was a cliff.
Disgusting.
That's crazy. But anyway, we have a lot going on over here at the RellyAndDelly pod, Rad Pod. Okay, so we're going on to the next one. So this is from the subreddit True Scary Stories, as we do. So title is, a completely new area of town spawned just for us to get lost in at midnight, and we haven't found it since.
Facts. How many times have we spoken about driving through somewhere and all of a sudden a building pops up? Someone is... and when I tell you, this church did not exist on that road on Old National for the first 2 years that we're here. This shit is now packed every Sunday with a congregation, got an open field.
That's true, though. That is true.
Excuse me? Anyways.
That is true. Could we even see the cones and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thoroughly believe. Anyways.
Anyway, we'll get to that a little bit later. In the after hours. So... one night back in high school, I was out with friends. A completely normal night. The friend who was driving us drove all the time. He knew his way around town perfectly, and so did I and another friend in the group, because we'd moved to different neighborhoods and schools throughout our lives, and we went places almost every day at some points. Makes sense. That night at almost midnight, we cruised around the basic neighborhoods, burning time until we had to be home. Suddenly, we were lost. Not just a turn on the wrong street into a path or a cut into some random alleyway, but lost. All caps, lost. We found ourselves in this suburban street that we had no idea existed before this. We recognized none of the houses or street signs or anything, which already didn't make much sense because we knew how to get around everywhere and what the entire town looked like. Oh, wow. We got to the end of the block thinking maybe we would recognize something, turn the corner and be on our way. But from then on, it was completely random neighborhood. So you thought you would hit the corner and be like, oh.
This
but then it's like, oh, it's deeper. It's more of this.
Yeah.
So.
Yikes.
The street we stuck to was kind of on a slope. So we were just driving down this little slope. There were no street lights. There was a very dim lamp on one of the curbs, and a few houses had decorative porch lights, floodlights, but they were of no help. We could only see the sidewalk and the front of the houses when we were cruising right past them. Oh, wow. The sky was pitch dark, which only the North Star and a couple of stars in the distance. Okay. The blocks around this street didn't look familiar at all. The street, including street names, were completely random, either streets we'd never heard of or streets that were extremely generic names. The area didn't even fit the vibe of the town. It was almost liminal-like. And it was the sign of a non-specific neighboring town, but with the same air as our town. That's kind of crazy.
Very.
So we joked about being lost, but really we were laughing from being genuinely scared and screwed, not knowing how we were going to get home. You could have told us that we left town by accident and I would believe it. Even though it's extremely obvious when you leave my town because it requires taking the highway, a very specific long road leading to towns that are 30 to 60 minutes away. Or going on one of those bridges that have multiple signs. So there's like, you can't just drop out of town.
Right.
You know, there's specific indicators. Okay. Multiple times right after this happened, two of the friends and I alone went around town in the daytime and nighttime, taking various turns and streets trying to uncover where we had gotten absolutely lost. I've tried again as an adult, have never found it. Have never found any of the streets or the street lamp or even the same slope. Oh, they have a question. Did we somehow leave town and on a little path we somehow didn't know? So they're wondering if they found like a secret way to leave town that wasn't really well known.
Right.
Wow.
Well, first of all, you didn't really tell us how the fuck you got out of
You didn't really say that you got back. And
Demon.
You may be sending this message from there.
Let me tell you something.
What have I done?
Right. I have been lost at night. It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
What I did, which is what I think you should do, is like, don't make more than one turn.
Yeah.
If you made one turn, on the second turn, that better be because you're trying to turn back around and you retrace your steps.
Exactly.
Because just going further into the abyss, baby girl.
Because you don't know.
That's literally not it.
That is not it. That was wild. That's
and you know, like that.
Night does do a thing where it warps things.
Absolutely.
So you could be somewhere but it looks completely different at night.
Absolutely.
So, but he was very certain that this was not the case. And I hate that you have nightmares like that. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. It's like being back home. And it's like always out country, like going by my grandma's house. And I don't know if I was in someone's car as a kid and we got like turned around or what. But out there is so vast. And because I don't know it well, it's like, it's like one of those things that's what it looks like. In my dreams, when I have dreams about like driving on the road and being lost, it's always out to.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I could see That was pitch black.
That was pitch black. It was like the dim light on the corner and the occasional floodlights and front lights on the front of these houses.
It was so dark that they could only see the house as they were driving.
They were coming past it. I mean, you can't even see it.
Absolutely not.
That's crazy. Now, personally, well, you know, I'm open to a lot of concepts and ideas, and you know, I've dibbled and dabbled in a bunch of different theories and things like that in my lifetime. I love a good scary story. So, you know, I have some ins and outs and theories on this. Y'all might have slipped into something.
Absolutely.
I definitely think y'all might have. People talk about crossing over into like different dimensions, or like getting caught up in like I don't know what they call it, but like time and space is much shorter than it should be.
Right.
Like it normally would take you like an hour to get to this location.
Yeah. But
something happened and you slipped through, and it only took you 5 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
So it could be a number of things.
Listen, this is why being outside at night, being on the road like that, like, no, not for me.
It's a lot, you know, it's a lot. And I've heard multiple stories like at night of people like having experiences like this.
Yeah.
And I've heard of people like just driving and another car comes out of nowhere in front of them. Mm-hmm. You know, and both of them are shocked. Yeah. You know, that type of situation. So it's a crazy world out there, you kids. Be careful.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Let me find out. That's why Progressive dings you for driving late at night. Because they plug that thing in my car and they were like, if you drive too much on weekends, if you drive late at night, your car insurance goes up.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. I mean, wow. I do think like accidents and stuff are more likely at night. You know, I mean, Progressive might be on to something though.
They probably know they're trying to keep us from slipping into alternate dimensions.
Things are getting real crazy in 2026. We don't want y'all to slip into anywhere else.
Stay your ass home.
We need all our customers.
Correct.
You know. So a couple of comments. I love stories like this. Who is that? Me. The nature of reality is still a mystery, which is true. I think that people think they know, but a lot of stuff is really just like theories. Like there are some laws that are like, this is what it is, but a lot of stuff that you take for laws is really just a theory.
Yeah.
You know, they just haven't been disproven.
Correct.
So, second comment, have you tried looking for it on Google Maps? Trying to estimate which side of town you are on and go from there? Use the 360 version and take the route you took that night. I mean, that's smart.
I mean, they don't even know.
That was 11 hours ago that they posted this.
See?
Thought you still caught in the continuum. But yeah, okay. Well, on to our next story. This story, I believe, it's from the same subreddit. Okay. True Scary Stories. Okay. The title goes, The Time a Mimic Tried to Take My Son.
A bunch of mimics showed up on my Facebook today.
Yeah.
A bunch of mimic stories.
I don't know what's going on with that, but I seen some of the videos you sent me and I'm like, oh my God.
This is why when I heard the knock on my office door today, I don't say come in. I say yes. Which you shouldn't even answer.
You shouldn't.
But the last thing you want to do is invite a bitch. That's the next step.
That part.
Go ahead.
That next step is your last step. Anyway.
Ciao.
So to start off, why they talk like me? So to start off, with my experiences dealing with the paranormal and supernatural, I've decided to start a podcast and share other stories. But where would the justice be in that if I didn't share one of my own stories? Very fair. Okay. Here we go. They literally have that here. Here we go. My ex and I have shared custody of our son. We'll keep it simple and just call him Junior. This experience starts with Junior's mom, we'll call her L, calling me and telling me that our son said he was seeing his uncle who had recently passed due to complications with COVID. Okay. All right. Keep in mind, Junior is 4 at the time. Okay. L said Junior was being told by his uncle to go with him. My God. Junior told us that he didn't go with his uncle because his face was darkened and his eyes were sunken in with no visible signs of his actual eyes. Christ. After a week of no sightings, possibly due to a failed attempt, Junior told his mom that his cousin M was trying to get him to leave this time. Junior described his cousin in the same way as he did his uncle, only this time, M was still alive.
Right.
Oui. He described his typo. I see what you're doing now. I see what you're going through.
Right.
So he described him with a sunken in face and no visible eyes. Elle and I have decided to do whatever we needed to get rid of this thing that it was trying to take our son. We began our search for answers on what to do. Living in the Bible Belt can prove to be a pain when looking for answers to things of the supernatural. But you wouldn't think it would. You would think somebody would be there to be able to help you with that. You know, from a Christian standpoint. But a lot of Christians, they don't even engage at all with that at all. So, but they will be the ones to be able to actually help you if your faith is strong, I believe. But anyway, this ain't theology.
Right.
So, the third time this thing had tried to take our son was the straw that broke the camel's back. We were visiting my mom overnight, and I stepped out for a cigarette, as men do. When I came back inside, my mom told me Junior asked her if I was dead. She then proceeded to tell me that he described me in the exact same way, all caps, he did as the other times. We immediately went to a local bruja.
Right.
Yeah. As soon as Elle and I walked into the door, she began talking to us about the situation. No prior information given, no explanation, nothing. She knew exactly what was going on without either of us telling her what was going on in full detail. That's the mark of a good bruja.
Right.
You in the right place. She told us that what needed to be done. To this day, we have not had a similar encounter. All that aside, Junior still has experiences with these paranormal, as well as Elle, myself, and my wife. Ooh, but those are for another time.
Child.
Oh, these is fresh too. 13 hours. I pulled these today. Not me being proud.
Right.
So, yeah. That was crazy. I wonder, what? I mean, that's the thing. I don't really know what that was. I mean, it seemed like it was, a mimic. I mean, which I used to think like mimics and like shapeshifters were like tangible. But in this case, maybe it wasn't. Like, maybe they aren't tangible in some sense.
I think they are, but a lot of the times things like that still have rules. You can't just snatch them.
True.
It wants you to go with it willingly.
I want you to want me.
You into going. One of our first videos, the video of Good Boy, I said, you gotta either go with the livestock or you gotta go with what the babies say.
That's true.
If your kids start talking about ghosts and spookery, somebody's in their closet, something is under the bed. Yeah, I would literally call the cops. I would grab our kid if they're just like, somebody's in the closet. I'm gonna pick them up. I'm gonna get you, grab my weapons, and we're gonna go in the car. And then we're gonna call the cops. And I'm gonna go because
yeah, I mean, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, whether it's a supernatural or just somebody physical, we gotta trust the kids. I'm glad they listened to their son.
Yeah. They did give it 3 strikes, you're out, and it doesn't seem like it was in quick succession. Like it was one, and then it went a long time, and you hadn't heard anything else about it. Yeah. Then it was the cousin, and then it was, I'm getting a little closer. I'm daddy.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a lot. That is a lot. That is terrifying.
yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a rule of thumb. Believe the livestock, believe the animals, believe the children, because they are more susceptible to these things.
Yeah.
And they're gonna give you,
their sensitivities.
It's a lot. And I have heard of stories where it seemed like it was gonna be a supernatural something, and it was a real person.
Yeah.
Which is also terrifying.
That lily padding shit.
Yeah.
People just be hiding in your attics and nonsense.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But let me tell you, in our culture, we have Junbis. And they have different rules depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
But for one thing, if somebody's calling you, you're supposed to go to the person. If I hear my mom's voice and I know my mom is in the room, and I hear my mom's voice, and I go to my mom, and this has happened, I'm like, you were calling me? And my mom was like, no. Well, you answering Junbis? I'm like, oh, please. I don't want this. But you're not just supposed to call out. You're not supposed to talk to them. You're not supposed to acknowledge them.
Yeah.
But they'll do everything they can to trick you.
To try to get you. I mean, that is the rule of thumb as well with these type of things. You don't acknowledge them, that's giving them too much power.
Oof.
We have rules and regulations. I love a good rule.
Child.
More on that later. So, a couple of comments. OMG, so scary.
The hell are they so excited about?
I don't know. It's kind of giddy. Or maybe they said OMG, so scary.
Yeah. See,
maybe I read it. I was giddy.
Right.
So yeah, I'm glad that has not happened a second time to your son and your family, and I am so sorry you had to encounter that. Kids have more of that vulnerability that makes them targets for bad spirits and demonic entities and other paranormal experiences, which is so scary because they also scare so much easier than adults do.
Yeah.
I hope he recovers from those encounters as well as you and your other family members. Wow. Utterly terrifying.
Absolutely.
Well, you can't stop there. I think they meant to say you can't stop there. What did she tell you what did she tell you was doing this? Oh, sorry. Yeah. And how did she stop it? I mean, I think it's a great stop to the story. I don't think you need to get into details. A lot of times too, you can't really divulge what it was happening, or what it is that you did.
Right.
Because sometimes that could undo that.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So who's to say?
Who's to say? So we are on our last story. What a harrowing ride, am I right?
It's been some very distressing tales.
Distressing tales.
None of which I would ever want to happen to me thus far.
Yes, and you're not gonna want this last one either. But this is a little different. Everybody in the room, this is a little different. These are the type of things that I like to read, or I used to read a lot actually, because something about them is just so terrifying. I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but there are things called supernatural games that you can play. Goodness. And they have a set of rules and regulations, and they have prizes, allegedly. Now, I do want to say, RellyAndDelly warns, do not do this at all. We take no responsibility for that.
Don't do this.
Don't do this. I'm not doing this. Even though I'm going to read this and I'm going to probably be delighted and giddy, I'm not doing this. A small sliver of me wants to try one of these to see if I can get the prize. But a huge chunk of me, the chunk of me that I am, would never. It's not worth the risk. So, with that being said, this is from the subreddit Threekings. Threekings is a supernatural game. You can look that up in your
I know about
your leisure.
This.
Me too. But this particular one is called the television ritual. Players, 1. Requirements, 1 television working, a power source, a timekeeping device. If using a phone, only use the phone for the time. Okay. Also, nighttime. Instructions. Setting up. So, number 1, you begin at night. Clear your home and of other people, pets, and animals, excluding yourself. Very tiny animals such as flies, spiders, ants don't count, obviously. they said. I mean, I don't know. I might have to do a deep clean. Right. While doing so, turn off all the lights in the playing space as well. Enter the room where the television is. Make sure it is plugged in and turned on. Number 2. We're still setting up, people. Number 2. Turn the television to a channel that only displays static. If the television is a newer model and cannot display static, tune in to a blue screen or a channel that does not receive a signal. Finding a video of static will not substitute. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Why would you just run a 12-hour YouTube video of static? That's not going to work. Allegedly. So, number 3 of setting up. Turn the volume up as high as you can bear. Then turn it up louder. How dare you?
Girl.
How dare you? Repeat the following phrase out loud. I don't even know if I can say this.
Don't. It's going to be on the screen.
It'll be on the screen. It says repeat the following phrase out loud. Even if you can't hear yourself over the volume. Don't scream it. Okay. I'm going to forego that. And repeat this phrase precisely 3 times. No more, no less. Observe what happens to the television. When I tell you this would be crazy. And that's the thing with a lot of these supernatural games. A lot of them you have to play alone. Some of them I've heard of in groups, but a lot of them you have to play alone. Anyway, small asterisks. Because you're observing where the TV, what goes on with the TV. Small asterisks. If the television turns off or powers down, do not, all caps, proceed. The ritual has failed. Leave the arena, not the arena, leave the arena immediately and do not return until the sun has fully risen. For more information, see the section titled, Should Anything Go Wrong?
Bitch. Let me tell you.
If anything goes left.
Absolutely the fizz-up not.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, if you do all that stuff and you say your little saying and it stays on, you can proceed. Number 4. So, you may begin to hear hissing, whispers, murmurs, or peculiar sounds emitting from deep within the static. Remain where you are and do not leave. Okay. If you begin to feel slightly unwell, sick, or uncomfortable, this is also normal. Do not leave. Speak the following phrase once. I'm not going to read that.
Right.
For the safety of my husband, I won't read that. So, and it's crazy. Begin to pray. What? Number 5 is begin to pray. Even if you are not religious, begin to pray to any deity, being, concept, anything in which you believe. Anything. If any odd sounds or images begin to appear on the television, ignore them and do not allow them to distract you. Once you have completed your prayer, wait 6 minutes, as you do. You can record the time using your timekeeping device. Oh, this is where the phone and timekeeping device comes into play. And mark when 6 minutes is over. Okay, you mark when 6 minutes is over. Ignore anything that happens to the television within those 6 minutes. Don't push it. So, asterisks. If the television screen does anything but turn completely white, the ritual has failed. Oh. Do not proceed to step 6. Pray or sing as loudly as you can. Loudly enough to drown out the loud enough to drown out the sounds emitting from the television. Or what you think is the television. Whoa! Pray or sing until the sounds completely disappear. Immediately evacuate the area after the sounds diminish and do not return until the sun has fully risen. So you will want a white screen at this point. But anything other than that, we are singing and we are praying until that goes down. Another asterisk. If the television turns white, proceed. The ritual is a success so far. Oh, next section. The main event.
Bitch.
What was all this preamble? All that was just setting up. Okay. Now we're in the main event. The screen has turned white. You done your ditty. You know. Yeah. So, the main event. You may begin to hear a voice speaking to you from the television. Listen carefully and repeat the voice's words back to the television as clearly and accurate as possible. Repeat them however many times you require to. However many times they say it, you say the same thing back. Okay. Watch the television screen. If a series of numbers appear, remember it.
Bitch, math?
All caps.
Get the fuck on.
Burn them into your memory and do not forget them. They represent the date of your death. Yikes.
Excuse me?
Yikes. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't even tell us what we were doing here. A lot of times with these games, they tell you up front, this game will get you XYZ. Anyway, step 2 of the main event. You may experience a sequence of visions. Oh, as you do. You in the throes, honey. You in the throes. You may see images of people who have lived good life. You may learn certain truths that may be too much for you, but the voice will tell you everything you need to know. If your eyes begin to feel heavy and you feel the urge to sleep, do not fight it. Let yourself sleep. When you wake up, observe the television. Caveat. If the television is still on, the ritual has failed. See the section titled, Should Anything Go Wrong? If the television is off, all is well. Proceed with your life and you will have a good fortune, but never lose sight of the numbers you were seeing on that you saw on that television. Your clock is counting down. Should you reach the end without making the necessary adjustments for a good life, whatever may not come for you after death will be unpleasant. That was a typo. You'll see. There's a section on should anything go wrong, but I think
reread that last sentence properly.
Oh, excuse me. Should you reach the end without making the necessary adjustments for a good life, whatever may come for you after death will be unpleasant. So the idea is that you would have gotten the numbers that you need, and you were actually set up for a good fortune life, but you need to make sure you change your ways accordingly, because that number is your death date. So you have that much time to get yourself in line.
So whatever the white TV was telling you that made you fall asleep was the things to do to live a good life so you don't get fucked up in the afterlife?
In theory, it sounds like it. I mean, they said it's some harsh truths. It's kind of like giving you knowledge, it seems like. But you do got to straighten up. You're on the right and narrow because your time is numbered. Time is numbered regardless if you do this ritual or not. But let's not get macabre. So, but yeah. And so if you don't do right, then whatever's waiting for you on the other side is going to be unpleasant. Probably because you did this.
Yeah.
You did this and didn't do right. So, everything has a cost. The should anything go wrong section is short. Should anything go wrong? Destroy the television completely. Destroy it. Additional notes. If it is raining on the day you attempt this ritual or snowing, the ritual will fail. Try again another day. Midnight is recommended time as it will increase the percentage of success. Doing the ritual on an odd number day, i.e. month, odd number, will also increase the percentage of success. That's it.
You remember how I started this podcast saying that should a haunting occur that leaves us both dead, that Trindell would be the person that invites it in? And then you finish this with a death game. Iconic.
Yeah, I mean, it's very iconic. It's very trendy coded. It's very, the dolls. It's very spooky dolls. But, yeah, that's where we are. What a time.
Ridiculous.
What a time.
Absurd.
Again, we do not endorse trying this game.
Unwell.
At all.
Nobody I know was going to try this.
Nobody I know would try this either. I'm trying to think. Do I know anybody that would probably try this? No. Like, not even friends of mine that like scary movies or scary stories would try this.
And y'all don't know, when I met Trendell had this book.
I still have it.
Of just like practically this. Things like this.
Well, the first story is a participatory story. And because I had already read, this is a book series, mind you. I had already read the first one and did that. And I was fine. It was a scary experience. So I thought with the book 2, and it calls for a group, I thought it would be fun to do.
Insane.
And we've yet to do it.
And we never will.
Oh.
You already got a ring on your finger? And you know what's so fucking crazy?
Oh.
I did ask my friends. I was like, yeah, you trying to do some crazy shit.
I should have moved quicker. Because they actually agreed.
Yeah.
I should have moved quicker. But then the more time that passed, they were like, oh, no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Nah, not so scary.
No, it's extremely scary.
Oh.
But if I haven't proven my love in the past 8 years, I'm not doing that. Terrifying, scary foolery.
Terrifying.
This is ridiculous. Anything
Ridiculous.
that has multiple steps and multiple parts that you could fail.
Yes.
Exquisite.
And that's the thing. I love a good rule, whether it's supernatural or otherwise. I just like having a good list of rules, of guidelines. But that's why I would never do one of these. Because there's so much room for error. And you might not remember something that you supposed to have done.
Bitch, I'm supposed to run out of the room if the TV don't turn off.
Yeah.
What if I trip and fall?
Exactly. And you have to take account for all those things. Some of these games require you to run around the house with a candle. What if it blows out?
See?
And then you in there shrieking. But, anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And let us know how you feel about this spooky, scary story time with Trendy, Patent Pending.
Yeah.
We're looking for the title for that. But, I will return if necessary. But, this is a Friday the 13th special. Please like, share, subscribe. Follow us everywhere. Tune into our movie review Mondays and our Reddit Fridays. You're already in one right now.
Yes. And I think we have 2 more.
Maybe 2 more, because our last one's going to be on the 27th.
The 27th.
Our last.
So 2 more weeks before we end this season. And we have so much more in store. Super excited for season 3 to come.
Yes.
We're going to wrap up this month with a bang. Next week is The Bride. Then the week after might be a flashback type of movie.
Oh,
kind of a nostalgic hit.
Okay.
We're going to see if we can find it. But we'll know by Monday. Yeah. Love you. Appreciate you. Comment below. Tell us any scary stories.
Any scary stories you may have.
And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.